Hello guys and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to talk about the first things you need to do when you start a new marketing job. Remember the time when you were the new kid in school? You were feeling awkward, you didn't know how to communicate, you didn't know how to make friends, but you didn't want to be left alone. Those awkward feelings kind of resurface when you start a new job as well. And now this time you're there because you want to impress, because you have been through a series of interviews and series of conversations, and you are now at that company of your dreams, and you're there because you're expected to deliver and you want to impress your team and your boss. I know how that feels. It can be pretty stressful. There's so much to learn about. You're new to the company, the team, the product, maybe the industry. Everything is brand new to you, and every minute counts. You need to learn the business inside out as soon as you can, and you need to start showing some results and delivering some results so that you can make a good impression just like you imagined to do. So if this sounds like you, this video is going to be very helpful because I am going to share the tips that I've learned along the way. Here's the good thing. It does get better, it does get easier because you learn how to do that orientation and adjust to a new job and a new company. So it does get easier, but it is nonetheless difficult every single time. So there are some things that you can do to make it easier for you, and there are some things that you can strategically apply to start showing results and start putting your skills into practice as soon as you can. My intention with this video is to help you with that transition and orientation period, and for you to kick ass during that new kid period in your new role in your new company. Alright, now that that is done, let's get started with the actual tips that I think are going to help you significantly. The reason I know why this is going to be helpful for you is because I've been through this many times. I changed jobs, I changed companies several times, maybe more than enough times, and every time I learned a lot of things along the way, and also I did a lot of research on this to make this video more helpful for you. Are you enjoying this video so far? Because I know I am, and I'm excited for the tips that I'm about to share with you. But if you're enjoying this video and if you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button after you finish watching this video, and don't forget to leave me a comment. Back to the tips now. The new kid period in your new company might not turn out to be your favorite memories from that company, but there is one really good thing about those first days and months in that new company, and that is that you have a fresh perspective. You are completely objective because you are not yet blinded by the overload of information that other people in the company might have been exposed to. So what this means is that you have this fresh outsider's perspective. You can look at everything from a different angle than what the rest of the team is seeing. And it is not a very long period, by the way, because you are going to start learning more and more about that company and the team and how everything works, the challenges people have and whatnot, very quickly. So before you learn all of that, you have this grace period. This is a very big advantage because it doesn't only mean that you're looking at things with a fresh perspective and understanding things from this new perspective, but it also means that you can bring in new solutions that other team members have not thought of yet. So with this said, my first tip is to actually pretend like you are the customer of that company. Put yourself in the shoes of a customer. If it means that you need to go through the sales funnels, if you go through the marketing funnels, whatever, take the same footsteps that a prospect or a customer of that company is taking. You might go through the customer experience journey, you might go through the sales funnel. Take notes of all of your observations. Take notes of the failures, the gaps that you see, the good things that you are impressed about. If you think something could be improved, take notes of that. Take notes of every single observation that you have, and in fact maybe don't even write it. Instead, do a voice recording or do a video recording or a screen recording, while you are actually going through that marketing funnel, while you are maybe reading that email that has been automatically sent by that company, and record your reaction to it and record your thoughts about it. So with this, you are going to look at everything about that company as a prospect or as a customer, and you're going to have your observations before you actually start working on it. I think this should be the number one step that you take when you start a new role. Number two, and this is going to be a little bit obvious, but obviously do a lot of research about the company, about the history, the management team, the industry, the products, the competition, the market, everything. Do as much research as you can and learn as much as possible about the company and the market, everything that is connected to it. Third tip, meet the team. Meet every single person on the team. Have conversations, have interviews with everyone on the team because they are going to be your internal customer and you really want to get to know them. You want to hear their challenges, you want to hear how they sell or how they cannot sell. What are the blocks that they have? What are some things they really love about the product? What are some things that they think should improve in terms of the product, the service, the experience, the journey itself, and make sure that you really listen to how they describe the product and the experience. Take note of the challenges they mention and things they think should be improved or can be improved. And with that, try to see how everything ties into each other. This will not only help you to learn more about the product and hear the internal voices and experiences around the product and the company, but it will also help to make new friends within the company because you're going to hear more about them and you're going to have these conversations with each one of them, which is a one-on-one time with them, which is quite precious. Number four is study the product itself and the sales cycle. And I'm not going to say much about this because it's quite obvious, but go talk to the sales team. Learn about the sales cycle. Is it a long sales process? What are the steps they go through? What are the sales channels that they use? What are the sales channels that are the most successful, etc. So learn about everything that is tied to sales and the sales team. And just in case you're brand new to marketing, you need to know that the sales team is the internal customer of the marketing team. So you are going to work hand in hand with them all the time, or you should work hand in hand with the sales team all the time. So get to know them really well. Number five, guys, who likes to work with data? Number five is all about looking at the data. You still have the fresh perspective. So go look at every single piece of data that you can find. Look at the gaps. Look at what is working, what is not working. Again, record all of your observations and try to enjoy it as much as possible, even if you're not a data geek. I don't care. You still need to look at data to understand what is going on, what is working, what is not working. And then once you learn all of that information from the data, that is going to be your guide. And then you're going to take that information, take your questions to the marketing team and ask them, why did this not work? What was a big success here? What happened at this timeline? Why am I seeing this peak? And so on. So use the data, like the data, in fact, love the data, then ask a lot of questions. Off to number six, look at the brand identity and look at all of the content on all channels. Review which channels the company has been active on and also present on. Those two are not the same thing. Sometimes a company will have accounts on all kinds of platforms, but they might not actually be active on it. So look at the activity, look at the engagement, look at the type of content that they have been publishing, look at the frequency of content, look at the conversations that have been driven through that content. Again, what are your observations? What could be different? Do you see a problem? Do you see something being done very well? Take a deep dive on social media and try to see if there is any inconsistencies in terms of brand identity, but also take a look at the content and the engagement and also what people are writing about your brand on the digital space. Next one up is doing a content audit. This might not be related to your role, but if it is, then I highly suggest that you do a content audit to create an archive of every content asset that is readily available, because this is going to come very handy once you decide to, or start to, not decide, you have to do this. Once you start repurposing content for other platforms, this is going to be super helpful, super efficient to work on. So make sure to have that content audit. And if you don't know how to do one, then there is another video on my channel, which I will link over here, and I will put the link in the description bar below, so you can learn how to do that content audit through watching that video. So after finishing this video, then go ahead and watch the content audit one to learn more about that. Last but not least is to make a list of the short wins, midterm wins, and long-term wins that you think you can accomplish after looking at everything that you have looked at. What do you think are going to be these wins, and what are the actions that you specifically are going to take to make this happen? I know I didn't do this every single time I started a new job because I just didn't know that I needed to do this. But when I did it, it was really helpful for me, for one, but it also left a really, really good impression. And it also gave me this direction in terms of what to work on in the short term, which is extremely important because you want to start showing results as soon as you can, as we mentioned in the beginning. It also shows the team how you look at things, how you prioritize, and how you define those actions for each win. Okay, guys, I am finished with the tips. Did you take your notes? Well, if not, don't worry, because I will most probably repurpose this video into a blog post and also other social media assets. So if you follow me on LinkedIn or Instagram or on my blog, if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, then you are going to receive this in text format that you can just tick off every single time you start a new job. Finally, I want to leave you off with something. So after you've done all of these things and after you've set the ground for success at your new job, the next thing that you're going to start doing is to actually take action. You're going to start executing and implementing all of the actions that you've identified in your wins document. So once you are ready to begin that action, you're going to need to be organized. You need a direction. You need a map on how to execute and strategize these things, and also to measure the performance of your actions. So you're going to need some documents for an editorial calendar, a social media calendar, a campaign planner, a marketing analytics dashboard, and so on. So if you are at that stage, then I want you to check out something that I have for you, which I think is going to be really helpful because I've used all of these and I've perfected all of these over the years. I called it the Ultimate Marketing Template Kit because it is the ultimate kit that I take everywhere I go, and it really sets me up for success. So if you're at that stage and if that's something that you want to explore, if you don't want to start and create templates or documents from scratch, then that might be the next place that you want to go to. So if you're ready, if you feel like that is your next step, then I want you to take a look at the link that I am dropping in the description bar below. So you can just start using it from day one and really focus on the growth instead of, building templates. Anyways, I really hope that you liked this video. You took something out of this. I'm sure you did, by the way. I'm sure you did. So if you did, don't forget to hit that like button. If you're not subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. And I want you to write to me in the comment section below, what is your key takeaway? What is the number one thing that you are going to take away from this video and take action about it? Let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.